Okay, what I want to explain is what we're working to accomplish as a chiropractor. First of all, we deal with something called a subluxation. And what a subluxation is the plastic model of your spine. This is the bone, and this is what's called the disc. And it goes bone, disc, up your spine. These things here, they represent the nerves. Now, the nerves attached to the spinal cord, which goes to your brain. And what can happen is these segments can become what we call subluxated. And a subluxation is when the spine gets out of balance. Now what you see here are little teeny muscles that are going segment to segment. We have big muscles that cover the spine, but when you peel those away, there's little teeny muscles that go segment to segment. And those muscles can become tightened or go into a spasm. After injury, they can go out of balance, and that can create an imbalance of what we call a subluxation. So as a chiropractor, what we do, we use our hands or our instruments to reset those patterns. And that is what we're working to do. Now, in the body, there's two different types of muscles. There's what's called the voluntary muscle. I tell the muscle to move and it moves. There's also what's called an involuntary muscle. This is controlled by what we call our autonomic nerve system. These little muscles that are attached segment to segment are under that involuntary system. Now, the big muscles that cover that, they're controlled by the voluntary system. It's really important that those two muscles and those two nerve systems are functioning synchronously so that things can work as they're supposed to. When these go into a spasm and they're not working with the other muscles, that's when we have a lot of our neck and back pains. And as a chiropractor, as we reset those patterns, that's what we're working to do. Now, in this office, we use both our hands and we use this instrument. Now, I've actually been following this technology for nearly 30 years. And about 8 years ago, they upgraded the technology, actually inserted a microchip computer into this device. And when we apply it on you, it actually is measuring what's called the resonant frequency of your body. And it will continue to fire and thrust until it gets into a near normal pattern or it's registered an improved change. And how you will know it's registered, that is, you'll hear a single beep. What you want to do is you want to listen to the sound of the device. It may speed up or slow down. It may be really fast or really slow. It may go really short or it may go really long. Ideally, it should be short and quick. So you can listen to the device to be getting feedback on the resonant pattern, whether that's the joint or the muscle. We do want to experience that improvement, and that's what we're doing with this instrument. Now, the beauty of this instrument is it actually fires at a much quicker thrust pattern than we can do with our hands. The human hands is about 150 milliseconds of speed. This actually fires at about 1 to 2 milliseconds, so it's much quicker. It applies a lot of force, as a matter of fact, the same amount of force as us using our hands. But it's extremely effective because of the speed and because of the repetitive nature. Studies have shown that it makes a 3 times greater spinal mobility change than a single thrust technique, which is why about 95% of our patients actually prefer to be adjusted with this instrument as opposed to the hands. Now, that being said, there are some people who just absolutely respond better with the hands. We will find whatever works best with you based on what we're finding in the evaluation process and your feedback with us. So the goal of an adjustment is to reset those neuromuscular patterns and get them into balance. Now, understand this, muscles have patterns and habits. So we'll make an adjustment, but it'll go back. We'll make an adjustment, but it'll go back. It goes back because the pattern and habit is set. And just like going to the gym, you don't go in one day and work a muscle and have everything get better. It takes time and repetition. That's why your visits are initially usually set up either on daily or 3 times a week basis, because we're working to retrain those muscles. And as they shift back to pattern, we're working to reset those patterns. And just as going to the gym, you can retrain the pattern, we will do so with you. So I look forward to working with you and hope you will get a phenomenal result from your adjustments. Have a great rest of your day.